Hi, I'm Wade Coye. I'm here from the Coye Law Firm with Dan Smith. We're going to talk about workers' compensation and common issues with denied claims. Dan, one of the things that clients have problems with when they call in is they typically will call in when they've been injured at work and then the carrier says, sorry, we're not going to pay for this claim, or they don't provide them with a doctor. What can somebody do in that situation?
Well, a lot of times they can obviously contact a lawyer. They may get something in the mail that explains why they're being denied. They can immediately contact their employer or the insurance agent and try and figure out a little bit more about why their claim is being denied. We see a lot of typical similar reasons for claims being denied, such as either the employer didn't report it, maybe the carrier doesn't think it's a valid claim. Some claims just aren't allowed to be filed, for instance, certain conditions. Or maybe they've gone to a doctor and the doctor thinks that the condition they have is not related to the workers' compensation incident they had.
Now, I know years ago that people would give me a call and say that they'd been denied a claim, and initially the situation was you filed a claim for benefits and you did that immediately. Could you tell them a little bit about what's the procedure today that we do that? We know today we do things a little bit differently than what it used to be. It used to be a claim for benefits, and then there was a request for assistance that used to have to be filed. Let's talk a little bit about what the steps are today in 2012, moving into 2013. What's the best approach to take when you've been injured at work, and what you should do to try to get your claim initiated?
Sure. If the claim is being denied, we have what's called a petition for benefits process. And even though it's supposed to be a very simple process, it can be difficult. And the process is you file a petition, you request the exact benefits you want. Maybe you're not getting your wage loss or not getting a doctor, and you request those. And you are then given both a mediation date and a date in front of an administrative law judge, in which then you're going to present your claim in front of them. And him or her, the judge, is going to make a ruling on your case and say, do you get those benefits?
If you filed the petition for benefits, I know one of the problems that we've been facing in our office is where the petition's been filed and then the judge dismisses it. Is that something that you think a person could have a problem with if they were to do this on their own?
Yeah, absolutely. The procedures have very specific requirements about what's required in the petition. And so one of the things that, even if no one files a response and says, hey, this petition is inadequate, the judges on their own will dismiss them and say, you haven't met the requirements of the law. It's called a specificity requirement. You haven't pled this with such specificity that this pleading should continue. And so the judge, even though no one's even showed up on the other side, sometimes they'll just dismiss them and kick them back. And so your claim gets stopped right there, and then you have to refile it again, and benefits continue to get delayed even longer.
And I know that's a source of frustration with our clients who just want to go to the doctor and try to get things taken care of. Why do you suppose that these roadblocks are there?
Well, I mean, you have to remember the source. Most of these laws are created by the insurance industry, including the procedures. So the ultimate goal of the system should be to get the injured worker back to work. The employer should want that, obviously, but unfortunately that's not always the case, or ultimately even the goal of an individual carrier sometime. And so the system should be quick and fast to get the worker back, but that's not obviously what the case is, and that's not obviously what the goal of some of the roadblocks that have been presented there. Really, they're there to deny benefits ultimately that the worker needs.